Found the left fairway bunker, and it was really quite close to the lip, so could only advance it down the fairway. I kind of felt like she got the absolute maximum she could get out of it just to get it to this point on the fairway. This is on a really good line.
Both Nelly and Pano battling away after a lack.
How about the start for Nelly Korda? Morgan, a couple of bogeys early and yet to make a birdie, including at the 7th.
Yeah, it's quite surprising, especially considering she was behind heading into the round.
But you're going to have to hit it perfect.
Just listening in there, sounds like they're a little bit in between clubs here, to where he said with this club in her hand she's going to have to hit it perfectly to get it there. It's a tough green because everything slopes away, Karen. You really have to be super precise with where you land the ball.
I don't think you can hit the green with 7. I really don't. I think the 7, that's the thing. The miss is long. Right now, I think you can get 8 there. I'm being honest. Okay? And you start basically with the wind this way. I think you stay pretty aggressive at those umbrellas. Yeah. Right now, it's good. I mean, it's 82 degrees and humming downwind.
So Nelly's gone with the 8 iron. The actual yardage is 179, but you were talking about the green sloping away. I mean, you can give that 20 yards of release on this green because it's downwind as well. I mean, there's nothing to stop it. And you heard Jason saying you're much better off being long.
Swing.
Nelly has sent this one up in the air.
Yeah.
Well done. It landed about 1 yard short of where it needed to get a little bit more of a forward hop. And the very first about 2 yards of the green.
And here is Nelly. This for birdie at the 8th.
And this is a bit of an awkward weed. I mean, obviously it's downhill, so it's going to be fairly quick. Initially, it's going to want to go left, but I think it might want to try and creep right again.
Even though she's starting.
Ooh.
Oh, what a putt. I was going to say, this is one you want to get too aggressive with. Don't want to try and make up too much ground all at once, but what fabulous speed. She made that look so easy.
She really makes...
You know she loves it here. I asked Jason, her caddy, why? What is it that... Why does she play so well here? He said he thinks just the grass is really similar to where she practices at home.
And number 1 in the world, Nelly Korda. Back this week after a couple of months away. Looking very lucky, but number 1. Start back from injury in June at the Meyer LPGA Classic.
Made a long putt at the 9th. You might be able to hear that helicopter buzzing around. That's a sheriff's helicopter. We can't do anything about it, I'm afraid. It might be a little bit bothersome on your audio, but they've obviously got important work to do in the area, so they're flying around up there. We may hear it a little bit during our coverage. They're honoring first responders here with the Serve Pro first responders hospitality at the 16th free entry, and they get a lovely spot to watch the golf.
I think the right side of the electric pole.
Stand by.
Stop.
And Nelly has a pitching wedge here. And Morgan, you talked about that tiny little area that she has to land it. There's only about 4 yards left of it to catch the ball.
Is it going to catch it?
Okay.
It's going to be fast.
Exactly.
Kind of adjusting to putting on fast greens because it's very difficult to get that speed when you're practicing back in England. The greens just don't get this fast. She's obviously adapted pretty well this week. May have helped coming from Saudi Arabia a couple of weeks ago. Now Nelly.
Nelly also faces a downhiller here, moving to the right. A little bit easier because she's right at the top of that downslope.
That's got a chance. That's got a chance. 2 in a row. Nelly Korda bouncing back. And we thought it might be a repeat at the Solheim Cup singles, but Nelly has other ideas, trying to fight back against Charlie Hull.
Just 2 in a row here, Tom, from long range. Watch the speed, just drips in the front edge. Same as it did on the 8th, dead center. Little fist bump for Jason.
Got Travis Wilson on the bag. Stacey Lewis's longtime caddy for the last few weeks. Off they go to 13. We go back to the tee at the 10th, and Nelly Korda has turned around a bit of a sluggish start with a couple of long birdie putts.
Well, hopefully the waiting around won't take that far out of her. Act like a cooler.
She's probably used to it, Karen. She plays so quickly.
You're not wrong.
All right, good trust there. See ya.
Very little wind out here at the moment, and what there is, it's just a smidge of her off the left.
Yeah, exactly.
Nelly began her week playing in the Pro-Am with Caitlin Clark. Those two have struck up a friendship. Nelly trying to finish the week in style, as she's done twice before.
There you go. Back.
Good start to a tough hole. Well, Nelly's made a couple of long ones, but I think she'd take 2 from here, Karen.
Yeah, I can't even put into words how difficult this is, just coaxing it over the top of the hill and down to the hole.
Can you update us on Charlie? Karen, we saw in the bunker. Charlie was in the fairway bunker, Karen?
Yes, she was in the fairway bunker. She had an upslope and hit a really nice looking golf shot that pitched right at the very top of the downslope and then kicked forward, and she's going to have a birdie putt coming from the left side of the green.
And she's able to keep the ball on her line very nicely.
Well, you have a lot of 2 putts, you know, when you're hitting a lot of greens, as Nelly does, round in, round out, but this would be one you might put a star next to if you 2-putt this one.
Most definitely. I mean, this green is just treacherous. I mean, it's a fairly long hole, and then you're faced with a green that's insanely difficult if the flag's at the back.
Here, those that the family that has lived in this area for several generations and rescued this golf club, turned it into what it is today, and they are wanting to see a good challenge, and they've provided a playing field that is exactly that. Nelly not going with driver here.
No, there's some bunker. There's a bunker down the left and some trouble down the right that you could run into if she was to hit driver.
Just left of it.
15.
Just left of it.
Yes.
Downwind or
Yes.
no?
Yes, it is.
So the 11th, Nelly Korda.
I like 105, 106 at the guy in yellow, which is the guy left of the green. Yeah.
Wind, too?
Down off the right. 106 is perfect.
So
Yeah.
Nelly's got a gap wedge. Ball's a little bit above her feet. There's just a little bit of help in this wind here, but not a huge amount right now.
Sit. 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 Stop.
She's going to Good to sit. Might need to go.
Gosh, you can just tell when she looks so balanced. And that one there, just a really controlled, beautiful wedge.
That should be a birdie. Nelly, we've kind of given her the birdie putt, Karen. It's longer from this angle than what we thought.
Yeah, those are the ones you don't want. You want the ones to get shorter when you get up to the green. You're like, oh, it's much closer than I thought it was. But this is one of those ones that got longer. It's a good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's 3 feet or so.
Yeah, from the other side, it looked like a tap-in. But from this side, still no problem for Nelly. So she gets to 9 under par. 3 back of the lead here, chasing a 3rd victory at Pelican.
The 12th. Final 8 years now looking for her first win. She was a rookie, as was Nelly Korda in 2017. And Nelly with a nice bounce back. She's never shot over par. In fact, she's been under par in 13 of her 14 rounds, or what, 12 of her 13 rounds so far here.
Well, and I was thinking back to something that Morgan that you said about Nelly and about how she feels comfortable, because it's like playing golf at her club at Concession. Concession is an incredibly hard golf course. And you have to think that if you're playing and practicing around a really hard golf course, that anywhere else you go, you have to feel a lot more comfortable because of that.
You can say that again. It sure is hard. I've played there a few times, and some similar to here. It's got some runoffs, got some very fine margins, some very severe sloping greens.
Straight off the right. This is a perfect one.
And very similar conditions.
Yes. I think left edge of the onyx is good. It's an exposed tee box here.
Nelly has a 9 iron out. Wind is off the right.
Soft. Yeah, good shot.
Well, I think it'll stay. Should, yeah. Okay.
Good.
Another foot or two to the right, it would have drifted down into that bottom of the saddle. But another chance for Nelly Korda to win on the island of Oahu last Saturday. We're back at the 12th, and Nelly Korda for her 4th birdie in her last 5 holes.
And this is kind of about her range. I mean, she's made 2 putts of this length already in that run of birdies. Oh, another great effort.
It's about
There you go. Now Nelly.
Nelly can really go ahead and open her shoulders on this one. Go ahead and give this one a good rip. And she's done that.
And Nelly was the pro for the first 9 holes in the LPGA Pros. 2 pros play, 1 plays 9, the other plays.
Yeah, you heard Rick say be good, so I have to think they misjudged that one a little bit.
Now Nelly.
Off of a slight upslope with that little bit of wind assist. Only 140 for Nelly.
Golf shot.
Just trying to take something off that. That's a lovely shot. That's very, very quick putt from there. That's a small shelf where that flag is located to.
Been a good week for Carlota, putting herself in position to make it to next week's Tour Championship.
Great look here for Nelly at 13.
It was hard to be aggressive with that one, Tom. It was so quick down the hill.
13th, second hardest hole on the golf course, so 4's not a bad score. But while we have a moment, let's head up to the booth where Grant and Morgan are joined by a very special
Hall of Fame conversation when this year began, but when you win 6 times a major and you clinch Player of the Year, suddenly it's on the horizon. She now has 18 Hall of Fame points as she tees it up here at the 14th. She's now 3 back.
Yeah, beauty.
Tee's been moved up on the
gonna ask
14th today.
Great shot.
Annika, question for you. We haven't seen quite as many players get into the LPGA Hall of Fame lately in recent history as maybe, say, 10, 15, 20.
Lilia Vu shot 62 in the 3rd round last year en route to winning. And they're waiting at this par 5. It's incredible. Nelly won 6 of her first 8 starts. But Morgan, then she missed 3 cuts in a row, including at a couple of majors. She's only played 6 times since she won for the last time, which was back in May.
Yeah, she says that it feels like it's been top edge.
215 shot. Out there trying
The
to
green
finish
at
out that
14 is
teal
clear.
guy.
Could you guys move a little bit more to the left? Thank you.
It's off the right, Nelly. So I mean, probably the pin line is good, and the off the right. So the pin line's good. Finishing a little left of it.
201 total for Nelly. And she's going to hit a little 7-wood here. Ball's a bit below her feet.
She really likes this club, Karen. She hits some beauties with this one.
She does. This one and her 3-wood too.
Middle bunker.
Just with that slight downslope that you mentioned, Karen, and trying to take something off of it, just didn't quite release it enough. Tendency is for it to go a little right, but not a bad leave.
Third shot at the par 5 14th for Nelly Korda.
And not a bad spot in the bunker. Ball slightly above her feet here. Just landing on a bit of a downslope.
That was really good.
How much did she clear that top of the bunker by?
A little too close for comfort, Grant. Here, it looked like she sounded like she caught it just a fraction heavy, but you can get away with that with everything sloping away from her. Really dug her feet into the sand there. Very small swing. Typically, if you're trying to get the ball up high in the air, you take a good bit larger swing.
If it were to end as it is at the moment. Bit of a sluggish start for Nelly today, but she's come back, Karen.
It is, and I think we've seen that quite a bit from Nelly. She tends to put herself in great positions, and all of a sudden she'll make a few little mistakes, and then comes firing back again. And I think she'll be aware of that for herself too. And she's mentioned it in some of her interviews after she's gone ahead and won, after putting herself back in a hole a little bit and fought her way back out of it.
Her first win of the year, that happened in Bradenton.
A little bit of a wait. It's been slow, which doesn't play into Nelly's hands, really. So
Get it to the right edge of the bunker. Okay.
concentration's
47
key, isn't it, Karen?
It is, and she's got an 8-iron out. And I think ultimately, Tom, with this whole location is on that far left side, you've got to use the slope of the green, which is right of that flag, and get it to draw to the hole. You've got a bit of helping wind, but also a bit left to right.
Go.
Jason said right edge of the bunker. She was a little close to that with her feet, almost right where her feet were aligned, where that ball ended up. She's going to have that roller coaster of a putt.
You've got the little shoulder of the bunker that's to her left that kind of wants to kick the ball to the right, but overall the green will want to move this ball to the left. And it's a little downhill at first. But this is beautiful speed.
Oh, it could go in. It could go. Oh, it moved just at the end.
Tom, that's a seriously good putt.
Yeah, that must have looked in all the way from her angle. But she'll probably take the 2-putt. Considering when she walked up there, she'd have been thinking it was going to be a hard 2-putt.
If you had told her walking up to that,
Yeah.
she'd have a tap in. I think she'd say, okay, I'll take that.
Let's take a look at the end of that one. This looked in right about there, and then it moves.
She made ones at 8 and 9 that were not ones you would have thought she would make. Great 2-putt at 10. She has putted brilliantly here this afternoon. Show you Putt Smarter, presented by the Odyssey AI1 putters. This was at the 8th, and Morgan would gladly take 2 putts from here.
She said yesterday, it's like putting on ice, these greens. And that one on 8 is a perfect example.
That was her first birdie of the day, and then at 9, not much slower.
Potentially even faster. This is a spectacular putt, dead center.
And again, that great 2-putt at 10 from the wrong part of the green, saved par. That one there at 15. Putt Smarter, presented by the
Told her she didn't have a chance to win the tournament, and lo and behold, ends up getting it done with a miraculous finish.
And the ensuing season led to Player of the Year, incredibly. On the tee now at 16.
And this is a driver, and it's one of those tricky driving holes, but Nelly hitting a nice little draw down to the right half of the fairway.
Such a tough hole, but when you can put it in the fairway with a little distance, as Jin Hee-im had, you see that you can attack. Now Nelly.
She's got 111, and this is going to be a small gap wedge for Nelly, so a little finesse shot here for her. I mean, it's a pretty flat lie.
Yeah, good golf shot.
And we've seen all these fabulous shots. It's still playing as the 6th hardest hole, well over par this hole today.
Perfect spot. That if she ends up winning tomorrow, that could be something to remember.
Nelly for birdie at 16.
Sure.
This has been some fight from Nelly today. 2 over through 4. 5 under since, and she's won back.
She's really rolling the ball beautifully. Good, confident strokes with a lot of pace. She put this putter in the bag at St. Andrews earlier this year. And each event, it's only the 3rd event she's played with that putter. She's finished in the top 5, so definitely a lot of confidence for Nelly with that club in her hand, and just a beautiful looking stroke.
We mentioned it, she's only played 6 times since she...
Yep, there it is. There's the distance between green and tee. I said that this old Donald Ross golf course is very easy to walk. That's a prime example. Shadows are lengthening, becoming a bit of an issue.
It is, but this is the first time that this pair have not had, that this threesome have not had to wait on any shot for quite some time. They finally get a chance to not have to wait for the fairway to clear.
Eight bunkers on this hole, and plenty of room out to the right, which is where Nelly has played it.
I wouldn't play it much more than that number. I think the flag is just absolutely still. It's a touch of into 96, just a touch left of it finished. It's perfect.
Nelly now with her 2nd at 17.
I like this angle, Tom, from the right of this side of this fairway to that back left flag. You do have to be aware of the spin with the being into the wind as the green does slope towards you.
Oh no, don't tell me it's gone long. It's just fine. She was worried that it was going too far. Great chance for a birdie, yeah. A little smile.
Is, and that's a terrible angle.
Nelly to tie the lead.
Downhill, braking left.
Delicate. It's so well done. What a great fight back. There have been a few rounds this year where that hasn't been the case. She's struggled, and it's just so surprised that she hasn't been able to put a good round together today. Off to...
Been a long time since a Rookie of the Year didn't win. I think 2013 was the last time. No winners yet. Nelly with an extra layer on now.
And that drive is pretty perfect considering the weight that she's just had.
Groups have really struggled with this hole.
Well, Nelly Korda.
It was pretty good.
So she's waiting as the temperatures drop and the sun sets.
So that's going to take some distance off from where you were earlier. Nelly's got 131. This is just a little 8-iron for Nelly.
Soft. That gutter is a perfect target. All right, safe play.
Quick, but on that proper side, right?
Yeah, that's not going to hurt you. I'm very surprised at that shot by Charlie. I said she hit it pure, but it was also a good bit to the right.
Well, it's not swimsuit weather at the moment, but Nelly in her...
That really delivers, and delivers the drama, and it delivers the great play, Karen.
It sure does, and it's just the penalty for missing the green or the flag in the wrong spot is very obvious. You've got water, you've got impossible chips and really tough putts, and that makes this course fascinating. It's just all about the second shot and how to leave yourself a good opportunity.
Of course, that today, Karen played just a little over 6,100 yards. You can certainly make some birdies and even some eagles. We've seen that, but out of position, you're in trouble, and navigating some of these huge greens is a challenge as well.
Exactly, and some of the tricky hole locations, there have been some hard ones out here.
And will it be a tie at the top, or will it be Charlie up by 1? Nelly has this for par.
Don't see a huge amount in this for Nelly, and she did have the advantage of watching the ball go past the hole, so reading it should not be a problem.
Oh, wow. Putted so brilliantly all day, but a 3-putt at the last, still a round of 67.
It's just frustrating when she's fought so hard to get herself back towards the top of this leaderboard, but still can take a lot of positives from the day. It's crazy you think how this game is. She and Charlie had the same score on this final hole.
Yeah. This was the first place that she ever came from behind in the final round to win. She'll have to come from behind tomorrow, but as you noted, she was